didn't happen.
No, I'm not saying pretending it didn't happen.
Right.
But basically saying, but turning around, like it's the same thing. Like for instance, if it wasn't us, the generations past fucked over the natives. Let's say. Okay?
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
they fucked them over. We all know they fucked them over.
Right.
But for the natives to go around and turn around and saying "fuck you," you fucked us all over, and like.
But we did.
Yeah, but we just need to like reconcile the whole thing. Them saying "fuck you" is not going to reconcile anything.
No,
because
this might be one of those things I don't want to talk about publicly because it is going to make me feel uncomfortable. Like there's a lot of like us sitting in this room right now. We shouldn't even be talking about it. Like we do come from a place of privilege, and like and there is a thing where.
But that's not true. Like I don't feel privileged.
You are.
I'm not. I'm fucking not. I bust my ass.
Doesn't
every
matter.
Fucking
You still
day.
are because
I'm not.
You know what
it's
you don't
generational.
have to deal with?
I'm not generational. You have to remember too. Like I am first generation Canadian, and I fucking come from nothing, and I still work my ass off every day and still have nothing.
But you visually don't have to deal with because you look the way you look. You had a bunch of advantages that you weren't even aware of. And it doesn't take away from how hard you work. It doesn't. It doesn't take away from how hard I work. But there has to be an acknowledgement that you were given less handicaps right off the hop purely because of how you look.
I think that's a perception.
It's true.
It's a full perception.
It's true.
It's what people were brought up to believe.
No, it's what we do believe. It's what we subconsciously believe.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's a subconscious belief. You only give power to where it comes from. That's the same thing.
Yeah, but we can't. I hear what you're saying, but we can't pretend that we don't have advantages because of this. It doesn't negate the hard work we put in for our success, but it would be a lot harder to have anything if we came from something else. It just is. And pretending that's not real isn't doing anybody any favors. Like it is real. Racial biases are real. Prejudices are real. Gender biases are real. You 3 guys in here already have a better chance at success than I do.
But that's your belief.
It's not my belief.
You just told me it's your belief. You just basically said it to me.
It's quantifiable. It's the truth. There are differences between beliefs and truths. And if you look at the historical relevance and capacity for when we weren't allowed to vote until recently.
Okay.
We weren't allowed to hold positions of power authority. We get paid. There's massive pay gaps in how we get paid. It was news that Iceland eliminated their gender pay gap 2 weeks ago. It's 2019.
Okay.
Why is that news?
I'll give you an example why this bothers me though too, because I'll watch people. I feel in a situation right now it's becoming men bashing. This is not a thing I'm going to talk about. We're creating a whole bunch of beta men in this society because they're too scared to actually be men.
Could not so further disagree from you. Like I don't even. I'll get upset in this conversation for sure. Yeah, I will. Yeah, this is a no-go zone for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
You poked the bear too much, Stevie.
Poked the bear too much. Well, no, because I'm passionate about that shit too. I don't like the fact that there's people can't talk out there. You can't go out there and you have to basically say, do your thing, and now I'm not allowed to do my thing because I'm a man.
What's your thing? What are you not
whatever
allowed to do?
I want to do? Whatever I want to do. I can't do anything now.
Oh my gosh!
Like you think? Okay, I'll give you an example.
He's roping it back in.
I'm gonna rope it back in. I'll give you an example, and I'm gonna talk about it. A group of women, and I'm not saying that what they're doing is wrong at all. I think it's fucking fantastic. A group of women will put out there and say, women entrepreneurs, we're super strong and we're proud to be it. Fucking, I love it. I 100% love it. If a man did that, we're a bunch of men. We're alpha men. We're good. Yes.
See, Steve,
fucking completely different.
You're looking at it entirely wrong, and you're looking at it from the same lens you were looking at racial. I can only look at it from
my lens.
No, but
I can only look at it from my lens.
Just put a wider lens on. Let me explain something to you. So the reason why women are doing that now is because we weren't allowed to work in high-paying, high-power roles until fucking right now. So for women to say, look at us. I am a fucking CEO. No time before in history until now was that possible. So if we don't look at those women and celebrate and acknowledge the fucking path they're blazing for the rest of the women who up until literally right now weren't allowed to do that purely because we had vaginas. Do you understand how absurdly irrational and unfair that is?
No, but I'm 100% behind that.
So a group of men don't need to do it because they've been doing it since the fucking beginning of time. They don't need to celebrate their success. You guys are fucking successful already. You are the alpha dominant gender.
So we just stop playing the game?
That has nothing to do with that. But no, you don't have to put together groups being like, rah, rah, we're CEOs. Really? You've been CEOs for generations. Good for you. Like, fucking, maybe if you wanted to put together a group of men that are like, you know what we do? We do roles that are traditionally female roles, and we're proud of that. And we're breaking down gender barriers. We're a group of male nurses. We're a group of male childcare professionals. We're a group of, like, pick a thing that's uncommon because it's been put into two gendered buckets for fucking generations and celebrate that. But for a bunch of guys to be like, oh my God, we did it, guys. We're CEOs. We did it. Why would you be celebrating that?
Yeah.
There wouldn't be a movement. There is no group. You've always been that. Right? It's the same as people saying why we have the Black Music Awards or Black Entertainment Awards. It's because we didn't fucking win anything before. So we have to celebrate that they're winning it now. We have to fight for change and look at those things and say, what a goddamn joke that we have to have these festivals, because this shouldn't even have been an issue. You should have had right from go the exact same opportunity as me, but you didn't because you were Black, or you were Indigenous, or you had a vagina, or you're not straight.
Yeah.
Or you're gender fluid, or whatever it is. Those are the biases that we don't get to ignore that affect people's lives and their capacity for success. So fuck yeah, there's groups of women being like, look what I did. Because this wasn't done before. This has never been done before. We're still fighting that fight. It made news that the gender gap was closed in Iceland. Why is that news? It should have been inherently happening from go.
Right.
It's absurd. It's absurd.
Why is there a gender gap?
There's a pay gap. Women get paid less than men. So Iceland finally made it illegal.
That needs to be a little bit, for myself personally, that needs to be a little bit more broken down. There's a lot of like back-end research that needs to go into this conversation in order for us to have it like correctly and properly.
Right.
Because there's a lot of stats and figures and stuff that
sure.
no one's out here is throwing out. But for myself, if someone tells me there's a pay gap between genders, which jobs are people going into? So it's like if more men are becoming doctors and then the women are becoming something else,
right,
there's going to be a gap between that.
So,
does that make sense?
And I'm going to have to do that research as well because I'm not sure exactly where that came from. But generally when they're doing these studies, it's comparable across the board. So it's a woman with the exact same role in the exact same company and the salaries are closed and then the salaries become open and it comes to light that like you and I would do the exact same jobs with the exact same titles and you'd get paid more than me purely because you're a guy.
I'm not going to push back on that, but
that's just the truth. That's what they're talking about when they're talking about the gender gaps.
That's a weird thing too in terms of any business.
It's absurd.
Like why we're not even allowed to even talk about how much people make.
Right, it's stupid. Yeah.
You know, like you're not supposed to tell them how much.
It should be transparent and it should be based on performance and nothing to do with gender. But yeah.
Yeah, if I owned let's say a Fortune 500 company, and I was doing that role and doing stuff like that, if I was able to pay someone less to get the same amount of work done, I'd probably just hire all women. Like, that's what I would do.
Yeah, well, that's what lots of people do. Like, the New York Police Department and municipal city planning just got a ton of shit because it became very public information that they were paying women way less than they were paying men for roles that were superior to the male roles. And it was purely based on gender. These conversations are massive, and I can recommend multiple sources for you guys to check out or podcasts to listen to, but it's facts. There's no reason for me to spread false propaganda. There's a whole bunch of things. Virgin Airlines, Richard Branson's company, Virgin Airlines, again, recently made news for making it not part of their hiring policy that women had to wear skirts and high heels at their job. Again, this is 2019.
I agree with that. I think it's bullshit too that restaurants do that. I'm just like, I worked in a restaurant. Why the fuck are you wearing a high heel?
That's entirely gendered. Like I worked in a restaurant too. You're a flight attendant and you have to wear a minimum 2-inch heel? Why? Literally just because I'm a woman? Like, that doesn't even make sense. And I have to wear a skirt.
I understand. To be honest, like, I understand. I do understand the skirt for as a dress code. That's what they want the place to look like. Heels. I've ran restaurants myself, and at the end of the night, hey, take the fucking heels off.
Well, you should not have to wear them to begin with.
Yeah, I see this, but as far as a dress code, I understand the business wanting to have a certain look and a certain this and a certain that.
Make it across the board. Make women wear suits too. If men's wearing a suit, make them female cut suits.
That doesn't.
It's a dress code. What does it matter? Why does it have to be a skirt?
Because it doesn't bring in business.
Doesn't bring business in.
Suit, which is
But
fucked
anyways,
up.
that's okay.
But
Yeah,
that's where it gets. It's fucked up.
Stevie, stop poking the bear.
But I know. I agree with you. It's fucked up. But that's what it's.
Well, don't you want to challenge your idea as to why that's the standard? Like
Yeah.
why we have to make it like a exciting piece of news that's been taken off the table, so women
Yeah.
don't have to dress like that. Like,
I don't think they should. I don't think they should either. Like, I 100% agree with you.
It's
like, I
stupid.
think it's weird that that women get objectified and they're put into these objectified positions. But women also do it themselves. They objectify themselves in order to make more money.
100% because they've
Right,
been conditioned to believe that's their only way to make money. They've been given a set of tools and they feel like that's the only tools in their tool belt to be successful. And this is a broader conversation. But if you look at it as like a conversation. That's necessary because women shouldn't have to
It's a
feel.
huge
That's why they need
conversation.
to see groups
Like,
of women saying, "Listen, I'm a CEO."
I'm 100% on your side. Like, I'm 100% on your side, and I'm 100% that it would like these changes need to happen. The thing is these discussions need to happen like this because these are the actual things that people are thinking, and these are the actual problems that are happening. And unless it's actually discussed and said, no, this is why women are forced to wear skirts, is because it draws in business and this and that.
Which
I'm
is
just
regressive and insane,
Yeah.
and it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, and if you guys practice true empathy,
Yeah.
whether it's to women or to people that are different than you, you look at them and you say, if I was you,
I wouldn't want my
would
daughter
I
to
wanna
wear.
have to go through
Listen,
that?
I don't
Would
want
I
my.
have to wear high heels?
I don't
Would
want my-
have
I don't
to
want
fight so fucking hard to get paid
Yeah.
the same as all these guys around me. I have the same education. I'm just as capable. This is not a firefighting
What?
job.
So
These
how do
are
we change?
executive
How do we
roles.
change this? Because
Why the
I don't
fuck are they
want my
different?
daughter. I wouldn't want my daughters to have to go
Having
through
these
that shit.
conversations,
I don't
and
want to
you
have to.
guys saying
So
no.
how do we change that?
Having these conversations, embracing the groups of women, saying, look what I do for a job. It has nothing to do with how I look. At all. It has nothing to do with that. I don't wear a skirt to work because I don't want to, because I make the rules where I work, because
Yeah.
I'm the CEO.
Yeah.
Embracing those groups of women that say, look what I've done. Showing your daughter those women and saying, look what they've done. You don't have any barriers. We don't live in a world with barriers for you anymore. This is what we've done.
So you have to change the ideology.
And when your guy friends come in and say, well, fuck, she can't do that. She's a girl and she should put a skirt on because it looks better. It's going to drive
I've never
business.
had those conversations.
That's a good thing.
Like, that's what I'm thinking.
But
Like,
if they
I've never
start,
s- I've
shut
never
it
seen
down
it.
and say, you know what, respectfully, we're all in the same boat here. We're all
Yeah.
doing the same thing. We all have the same opportunity.
We're
and if
all
you
in the
work
same
hard
fucking
and you,
struggle.
Literally, exactly. We're all in the same fucking river.
We're all trying to.
So let's
try
just
to,
look around
yeah.
and say the things that divide us don't make any sense.
No,
They don't. And it's putting people in boxes like we talked about earlier. Putting me in a box because I'm a girl is stupid.
Yeah.
Put me in a box as an artist. Put me in a bunch of different
You don't need
boxes.
to be in
but
a
don't
box.
Exactly.
You don't
Or
need
if
to
you're
be in a
gonna put
box
me in
at
a box,
all.
qualify me on things that have nothing to do with my gender.
Yeah.
Why does that have anything to do with what I do?
Yeah.
Look at me as just an artist across the board at other artists who are men, who are
Yeah, if you make
queer,
dope art,
who
you
are
make dope. If you make dope
different
art, you make dope art.
ethnicities. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. If you're a good musician, it doesn't matter where you came from. If you're a great CEO,
Really doesn't matter, yeah.
it doesn't matter where you came from. We should all have, and we don't, but we should all have the exact same opportunity at birth for success. And that
But
should
we're
be
not.
driven.
We
We're
need
not.
to.
Honestly, I
We
think-
need to fucking have like its reset button. Like we got to bring back that 7-year reset button. After 7 years, you just fucking reset the board and play again. Because when you're playing Monopoly and one person has all the money, it's not fucking fun
No, it's
anymore
not.
to play.
I think a lot of the stuff when you get higher levels, less of it is about white, black, Asian, this, male, female. It just boils down to class and power.
To class and power.
literally-
It's a
because
power thing.
because
Yeah.
there's a lot of there's the lady who did, what did she do? She invented.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out this clip. If you wanted to catch another clip, you can check out this clip up here. Or if you want to catch the full episode, you can click on this link right here and take you to the full episode. Thanks for joining us. I'm Steve Van Diest, and this has been The Thought Exchange, the podcast where nothing is safe.